The US wants to cut down on scam coins, coins that are being created solely for the purposes of the creator to make money. It honestly doesn't take rocket science to create a cryptocurrency. You can create your own cryptocurrency like this guy did.
I'm a regular mother that just so happened to make a coin, and now I got to make this useful to the world, and I get a chance to make this an educational tool for mother. I made the coin for myself. I wasn't worried about no supply. I just wanted a supply I could like be able to like say out loud. You feel me? That's all I wanted. I made the coin. This is the FUBU of crypto. This is the FUBU of crypto. For me, by me, goddamn. This was the FUBU of mother crypto. This was for me, like, but now since y'all bought it, it's for all of us. For us, by us. We building something organic out here, my. So just wait, just wait. It's happening, baby.
What's going on? I'm Marcus, and in today's video, we're going to go over President Biden's executive order related to cryptocurrency. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's in it and how it could potentially impact the crypto market going forward. As always, before we dive in, I'm a licensed attorney, but I'm definitely not your attorney, so no legal advice, no financial advice, just letting y'all know what's going on in the household of the debt-free dad. And we're talking and learning about finances. If you aren't invested in cryptocurrency, in short, cryptocurrency, digital form of currency that's not controlled by one centralized agency. No bank has control of it. No government has control of it. It's controlled by the users on the particular platform. I got more videos related to cryptocurrency and the basics. I'll link that in the description below and maybe put something on the screen up here. I don't know, whatever. But in the event, cryptocurrency has kind of been reeling lately. And with anything that goes on, anytime there's an opportunity to make money, the government has to find a way to capitalize it so they can make money. But also, on a good note, they want to find ways to protect consumers. Let's just think about it. Probably years ago, you could probably learn how to cut hair and didn't have to have a license. You could probably do a lot of jobs and didn't have to have a license. But if you want to be a barber in today's day and age, you have to have formalized training. There's a license requirement because it's all about protecting the consumers and the government being able to line their pockets on the fees. But that's a whole nother story. That's neither here nor there, but it's a part of the story. So the government always attempts to regulate anything that can produce an income, anything that can generate revenue. So it's very rare that I mean, let's just think about it. What has gotten regulated by the government recently? Airbnb. I actually saw this was maybe 2 3 months ago that regulations related to Airbnb. In the past, you could just go ahead get a property, Airbnb it out, throw it on the site. Airbnb, that's what y'all call it. Airbnb it out, throw it on the site, have people rent it out, have a cleaning crew come in. Now there's efforts by state governmental agencies to formally regulate the Airbnb game. So there's going to be a licensing requirement. There's going to be some fees. There's going to be some maintenance and fees you got to pay with regard to the license. So that's just kind of the name of the game. You just have to always know that the government is going to get theirs, and the government actually has a responsibility to protect the consumers and the citizens, and that includes from financial crimes as well. Let's just be realistic. So that's kind of the view that you have to look at with this executive order. Now, in brief, we're going to talk about what an executive order is. In short, an executive order is weak sauce for the president. I'm just going to call it what it is. It's weak sauce for the president. There are plenty of ways where federal rules and regulations can be put into place that are difficult to change either by becoming an actual law being passed by Congress, or sometimes the judiciary, the Supreme Court may issue some guidance with regard to a particular issue that can carve out the specific nuances of a law. An executive order is exactly what it is. It's just the president writing a memo saying that this is what he wants to happen, this is how it's going to be with regard to something in the federal arena that he has the ability and the purview to control. And the reason I call it weak sauce is because, as you all know, if a president writes an executive order, it's only as good as his term in office. Once he's out of office, the next person in is probably going to wipe out all of his executive orders Even if his executive orders are good, if I was the president, I would wipe out all the executive orders just to put in some new nuance that was maybe not identified in the original order, just so I could say it was mine. That's kind of the name of the game. That's why I call it weak sauce, because it really has no staying power outside of it's in play as long as the current president wants it to be in play. So on Wednesday, it's being touted as a historical order that was signed that really puts into play for federal agencies to take a deep look and a deep dive into cryptocurrency. The six areas that the executive order focuses on: one is consumer and investor protection, two is financial stability, three is illicit activity, four is US competitive on a global stage, five is financial inclusion, i.e., government wants their cut off the top. And six is responsible innovation. So the Biden administration is asking Treasury to assess and develop policy recommendations on cryptocurrency. The main goal is to ensure financial oversight and safeguard from risks that could be posed by digital currency. Let's talk about illicit activity. Biden is calling on an unprecedented coordinated effort by federal agencies to prevent and mitigate risks related to cryptocurrency being used to fund illicit activities. And in this particular issue, and with this particular issue, he's actually seeking a national or international collaboration with external partners and stakeholders as well. One of the main points with this is really kind of a focus of national security. That's always the go to for regulation, not national security. One concern that officials are having within the White House: it's possible for Russian military efforts to be funded through the use of cryptocurrency. The other national security issue, as it directly relates to the Russia Ukraine conflict, is that cryptocurrency could potentially be used to help Russian oligarchs avoid sanctions that are put on by the US. Hey, even though these economic sanctions are in place, if they can use cryptocurrency to avoid those sanctions, that's something that could pose a national security risk. Proponents of crypto say that such money laundering is really unlikely with the use of cryptocurrency, because all transactions are kept on a public ledger called the blockchain. I'll link a video in the description and above where I explain what blockchain is. But proponents of cryptocurrency say it would be difficult because all the transactions are recorded, and it's damn near impossible for those transactions to be altered. A more subtle point that was also noted in this memo was impacts on climate change. Again, I'll link the video where I talk about blockchain. I don't know if you all recall, months ago, Tesla was like, we're accepting Bitcoin. Then a few weeks later, they were like, we're not accepting Bitcoin. In order for a new transaction to get added to the blockchain, it takes a lot of energy to confirm that a transaction is legit. You can look in that video where I talk about it in detail. This is called proof of work, which is just environmentally not the most efficient method. Other cryptocurrencies do have a way to verify a transaction on the blockchain called proof of stake. I'll probably do a video on that later. But that's the thing that the federal government wants to make sure is they can come up with a way to potentially lessen the digital footprint as it relates to cryptocurrency. Of course, as always, on a global standpoint, the US is concerned with the US being competitive in the marketplace. The US wants to make sure that they are competitive, they can lead the way in the industry moving forward as it relates to cryptocurrency. This is especially important since China has banned cryptocurrency, which they have done before. It seems like they say they ban cryptocurrency every 5 years, but the United States wants to be the front runner in the development and regulation of cryptocurrency because, like I said, they want to protect the investors, the citizens of the United States, but more importantly, I think they want to make sure that they can find a way to monetize it to get their cheese off the top. Another point that was talked about in the memo is the US wants to develop a digital dollar. This has actually became more important because China has also been really the front runner on creating a universal cryptocurrency in China. So the US definitely doesn't want to be behind with regard to this. Now, this order doesn't expressly say that Biden wants the US to create a digital currency. Now, this executive order doesn't expressly say Biden doesn't want the US to create a digital currency, but it does says he wants the US to urgently research and consider the potential development of a digital currency. Last year, the Federal Reserve actually began research on whether the US can develop or should develop a digital currency, and the central bank released a report outweighing the pros and cons of the US developing a digital currency, but it really didn't take a position as to should the US develop a digital currency. My personal thoughts on a digital currency, a digital dollar, are really kind of twofold. One, I just think the convenience is will be great to have the convenience. Nobody, I can't remember the last time I held a wad of cash in my hand. I'm not sitting here stuffing cash envelopes, so I don't really hold cash. So it could make transactions convenient. uh, Things can be done at the touch of a button. I think the thing that everybody likes to say, that if you start paying everything with digital currency, it really creates a ledger of every transaction that you make. So, do you want every transaction to be monitored or be recorded? Is the question. Now, I don't think that the dollar bill is going anywhere, but if you go down the road of a digital currency, there are going to be some privacy issues and some privacy concerns. Some people want to make transactions and they want to feel comfortable making those transactions knowing that it's not being tracked on a digital ledger and can't be brought back up. I'm not saying the transactions are legal or illegal, but it's a privacy concern. Once you start giving up some of your privacy rights, it's only a matter of time before they push those limits. So that's one of the things that people are going to have to take into consideration when you start talking about the development and the creation of a digital US dollar. Those are some of the things that came up in this executive order. Initially, when this executive order dropped, cryptocurrency actually reacted positive. Things were up anywhere between 5 to 9% when this information came into fruition on Wednesday evening. I think the quick takeaways from this, I don't think regulation is a bad thing. I think regulation is a way to make consumers confident in a particular product. I think if the United States can establish regulations that aren't too invasive and allow for the creativity of new forms of cryptocurrency, it could be advantageous because more people will be confident and investing in it. Another thing that I think is vital is insurance on cryptocurrency. I think that's something that has to be done. It has to be some mechanism for people who invest in cryptocurrency through these platforms that have some assurances that in the event that their crypto wallet is hacked, they have some recourse, they have some insurance out there to replace and or replenish their funds or their cryptocurrency. The US wants to cut down on scam coins, coins that are being created solely for the purposes of the creator to make money. It honestly doesn't take rocket science to create a cryptocurrency. You can create your own cryptocurrency like this guy.
I'm a regular mother that just so happened to make a coin, and now I got to make this useful to the world, and I get a chance to make this an educational tool for mother. I made the coin for myself. I wasn't worried about no supply. I just wanted a supply I could like be able to like say out loud. You feel me? That's all I wanted. I made the coin. This is the FUBU of crypto. This is the FUBU of crypto. For me, by me, goddamn. This was the FUBU of mother crypto. This was for me, like, but now since y'all bought it, it's for all of us. For us, by us. We building something organic out here, my. So, just wait, just wait. It's happening, baby.
And so it's a double-edged sword because you want to encourage creativity because you have some coins that are created with actual no usability, like Dogecoin or Shiba Inu. But as time goes on, the developers find ways to create a usability. They find ways to create ways in the marketplace for the coin to be used. They create decentralized exchanges where the coins can be swapped. And they do things that actually give these coins that were created for no reason a real life usability. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how that plays out. Let me know in the comments, do you think regulation on cryptocurrency is either a good or bad thing? As always, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all take care, be safe. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.